Welcome to the platform where the stories weigh a ton. This is where some of the MHSPLA's best tell real stories about what it takes to build themselves and their teams under the bar. I'm your co-host, Chris Whitaker. We're glad you're here. Hey, if you're enjoying this show, please make sure you subscribe, follow, and leave a review on all major podcast hosts, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Amazon Music, and many more. That support helps us to continue to grow the show and bring the conversations that you want to hear right here to the platform. If you'd like to give us feedback or suggest a guest or topic for the show, please email info@mhspla.com and we'll get back to you. Today's episode is episode number 10, featuring MHSPLA board member and Flint-Kearsley coach Darrin Conrad. Most high school coaches underestimate the power of sports like powerlifting and transforming young people's lives. This sport isn't just about lifting weights, it's about building confidence, resilience, and community. Darrin talks about from humble beginnings with 15 kids through a thriving team. Darrin shares the real struggles and triumphs that he's been through in integrating powerlifting into the fabric of a building, the fabric of a school, and a community, and the challenges that are often faced with an ever-growing and expanding association. So step up, lock in, the bar's loaded for episode 10. Hit that intro music.
Welcome to the platform where the stories weigh a ton. Squat, bench, dead, we rise as one. Michigan's lifters, this is our home. Turn it up, feel that foam. This is the platform.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bar is loaded. We're back with another episode of The Platform, your Michigan High School Powerlifting Association podcast, where the stories weigh a ton. I'm your co-host, as always, Chris Whitaker, Dexter High School, Iron Dread Strength and Conditioning, Iron Dread Powerlifting, Michigan High School Powerlifting Association board member. I have with me our executive director and co-host of the podcast, Coach Chris Gillum, is here as well. Coach Gillum, good to see you again.
Good to be here.
And we got a special one this week, Coach Gillum. This is our first time we get to interview one of our fellow board members on the platform.
Yes.
This man is a coach at Kersley High School, been on the board for quite a while, and is one of our favorites. He's always good for a laugh, especially when it comes to trolling former board member Mr. Lenny Dantain. His name is Coach Darrin Conrad. Coach Conrad, welcome to the platform.
Yes, welcome.
Nice to be here.
We'll have some fun with Darrin today.
I'm
I'm excited for this one.
Okay, so we want to get a little bit of background on you. I mean, we know some of it, but our listeners, our viewers, what's your occupation, Darrin? What do you do for a living?
Right now, I'm a field service sales rep for a major candy distributor.
Okay, awesome. Besides powerlifting, what are some hobbies and interests you have outside of coaching?
Me and my wife take a lot of day trips. And then my kids keep up with them. They're adults now, but gonna have a grandchild. And my older son, we go out and visit him in Massachusetts, where he coaches college football. So we go out there.
Awesome, great. Thank you. How many children overall do you have?
Just two boys.
Just two boys. One got married, right?
One got married and one's getting married in July.
Ooh, and you have a grandchild on the way. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's
Grandpa
awesome.
Conrad inbound.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What drew you to the sport of powerlifting?
We came through that by the way of football. We go. This is my 20th year coaching football, 15th with powerlifting, and that's how we got into powerlifting, was through the football, getting the kids stronger, and then we just took off from there and got girls involved, and just to see the confidence they get from getting stronger in themselves, and it was just amazing to watch. And we just kept going, and I think it's great for the sport overall, and just watch our sport grow. It's been amazing.
For sure. Definitely. So you said you've been involved in powerlifting roughly 15 years, you said? Okay. Um, so what was the size of the team like when you first started, and what's it like now?
When we first started, we had about 15, but it was all football players. Then the next year, we grabbed a couple girls, and then once we switched coaches, we lost some numbers. And then when we got a new football coach came in, because that's the way it was done at the time, but now we're actually a separate sport. But at the time, it was all done through football. So when we got a new football coach came in, the numbers dropped because they didn't push it as hard. And then when we got another new coach came in, the numbers came back up, and then we were able to build it into a separate sport.
So who was the football coach at the time when you guys first started the program?
When we first started, it was Rod Shook.
Yep, and Darren and I know Rod real well, so we'll probably talk about that a little bit later. But just for our viewers, like, I also went to Kersley High School, so that's my connection with Darren. We didn't know each other at the time; we met later in life, basically. But we have a lot of common friends that we've realized that over the years. So. Yeah, it wasn't a sport when we went to school, was it, Darren?
No. No, it wasn't.
Even though we had a really nice weight room
Yeah.
at a certain point in time, it definitely wasn't a sport. And I just think back to the guys that we had when I was in high school playing, that if it was a sport, we probably would have been pretty darn good at it,
Yeah.
because we had a lot of big guys when I was in high school. So, which is a little bit after Darren, but we're not going to tell him what his age is right now.
No.
Hey, Gillum was just talking off here about how he's just, getting beat
Yeah,
up.
I'm feeling my age some days, I tell you.
Oh, yes, definitely. Some days definitely feel it.
Listen, I'm younger than both of you guys, and I'm feeling it too. So I don't know what that means for me if it's happening this early. So we kind of talked about your experience with the MHSPLA. You've been coaching for 15 years within the association. You didn't compete in the sport of powerlifting because it wasn't a thing.
But your sons did, right?
But your sons,
Yes. Yeah, both my sons, they went to Kersley, and they both played football and powerlifting, did track.
All right. How was that? I mean, how was coaching them and powerlifting and stuff?
It was good. With my older son, we were just getting started, so getting the feel of things. But then by the time my younger son came in, we knew what we were doing, and we were getting better. And so, but it's quite an experience, because coaching your own kid is kind of difficult at times, because sometimes they don't want to listen to you. So I let somebody else tell them, "Hey, this is what you need to do."
Yeah.
So,
You just tell somebody else what you want your kid to do, and they'll listen to them,
yes.
even though it's the same words.
Yep.
They'll listen to them better. Yeah, I know what that's like. Yeah, for sure. You can take the next one too, Chris, because I kind of jumped in there.
all right. Who were some mentors or influences on you in the sport, powerlifting?
At the time when we first got into it, just talking to other coaches and the board members at the time, Chris was former director Furman, um, Brian Lemons, Mike Holes, Sheila, just talking to them and getting pointers from them about, certain lifts to do, workouts to do, how to coach kids a certain way, if they don't want to react to you. Biggest thing right now, which we have problem with most kids, is getting depth and just trying to figure out how to coach them and how to get them to do it every time. Because a lot of times they don't want to listen to you. I'm gone low enough. So just talking to other coaches about how they do it and adjust.
Oh yeah, I mean, kids think you're lying to them a lot of times. I'm deep
Oh, yeah.
enough. You could show them video, they still think they're
Oh,
deep
yeah.
enough. And it's like, well, you're deep enough for the general guy, but not for the sport, bud. You got a little deeper. Yeah, I can understand that.
I'd squat him to a
Um,
box, coach.
yeah.
That's how I handle that. You guys know that. Like, we
Mhm.
squat him to that box, and that box is, if you're going down to that box consistently, and we know that box is below parallel, we know we're good.
And
Yeah, I
then,
mean, go ahead.
well, we're trying to get it to the sport level individual, so we can get the varsity letters and stuff. Talk to a lot of coaches, including Eric Jennings at the time. Okay, what do you guys do to give it that score? So I can go to the administrator and say, all right, this is what our schools do, so we're going to do it that way. So let's get these kids a letter. We just try to build it that way.
Good. So it's currently not a letter sport at Kersley?
No, it is,
It
but
is. Okay.
yeah, it took a while to get it to that point.
Sure. Yeah. I remember talking to you about that a little bit too when I was at Bertrand.
Yes.
You were talking to me
Yeah,
a little.
yeah, because Bertrand, and there was Lego, and then a few other schools I can't remember offhand who I all talked to that all gave out letters at the time.
It seems like there's a lot more now than there used to be.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because going back 15 years, I mean, what's this? You've been about 6 or 7, Whitaker,
Yeah, 2019.
doing it. You know, and I'm like year 31,
Yes.
so I've been doing it forever. So I've seen it before you guys would even remember at all. I mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
changed a lot. So and all for the better, but there were some good things that happened in the past too. So how long have you been on the board, Darrin? For those that might not know.
With this 6 maybe? Something like that.
So right around 2020, roughly?
Yeah, right around the COVID. I think it was right after that period.
Yeah. Okay. I knew it was somewhere in there. I just couldn't remember. I was like, is it 19, 20, somewhere in
Yeah,
there?
somewhere like that. It was.
Yeah, I think you and Lenny came on the same year, didn't you? Yeah, I think so too. And Whitaker, you came in roughly right after that, didn't you?
I think
Right,
I don't
yeah.
even remember. It all blends together for me, guys.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, Whitaker might have been like the year after or something. What was your first year? Was Sheila still involved?
For me,
Yeah,
no.
Sheila was. Oh,
No.
For
Sheila was
Chris,
still
no,
involved.
but for Darrin, yes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So
I think I
yeah.
had applied to be on the board the year
Mhm.
before, and I didn't get it. Someone else did. Maybe it was Darrin. And then the following year, another seat opened up, and that's when I got it.
Yeah, that would have been basically Sheila's would have opened up. Then somebody, Mike Holes, like both of them stepped away the same year, which I think was like 2018. But I think Sheila still helped us in a administrative role
Yeah,
for the following year, but like she wasn't coaching anymore or any of that. So we'll definitely have to get her on here because she did a lot for our organization in her
yeah,
time.
yeah, she did.
So, so kind of going off of since you've been involved the last 15 years, uh, what's changed with the Michigan High School Powerlifting Association since you started coaching, and then even since you've been on the board? What are some changes that have occurred that you thought have been good, and maybe some that haven't been so hot?
Well, the biggest changes is, of course, the numbers. The sports keeps growing because when I got involved, the girls were still one unit, dot JV and varsity. So then that grew apart, and then I think the junior high numbers have come up quite a bit, and then readjusting the numbers, the qualifying totals. I mean, that's changed a lot. Way the kids qualify to states changed quite a bit. Some for the good, some for the bad, depending on the year, because every year changes. The biggest thing is just the growth of the sport as in high school, and now you see it also in the college athletic ranks. A lot of colleges are starting to varsity sports giving out scholarships, at least with clubs.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
And
I agree. That's grown and changed a lot.
then especially in certain weight classes, the numbers have jumped far as kids lifting. Not the number of kids, but the amount of weight they're lifting. Some of these kids are getting just strong. There's
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, what used to be a really good record for like some of the female divisions, like they've been well surpassed over the last handful of years. It's honestly since COVID, I think like the numbers have skyrocketed with the females and the amount of weights they're lifting.
yeah.
I think.
And probably some of the bad is which really nothing we can really do about it is the regionals itself, the number of regionals, because it keeps changing because we get a lot of schools that can host, but then some can't, and just trying to fill all that in to make sure everybody's equally getting the chance to go.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, hopefully we've addressed that, having a schedule ready for, basically a year early. Hopefully that helps eliminate some of those issues, but we'll see. We won't know till it happens, but
Right.
looking forward to this coming season with a full schedule. We have 16 regionals for the first time in quite a while. So hopefully nobody backs
That's
out.
how.
Yeah, that's the key. Everything's good right now.
We also have the official zone registration zones coming out, right?
Yeah, we got
So
a lot
that's
of, a lot
that's
of
something that we've never had before that should help get the people to the meets that are closest to them.
Right.
yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, that'll be an emphasis is making sure that we get everybody that's like within that area gets first opportunity, and then the surrounding areas get the next opportunity. The one thing that may not ever, people that want to travel from a far distance, we'll just leave that at the discretion of the meet director because, the reality is there's not many meets up in the UP. We're going to have our first one this year.
Right.
Anybody from the UP that wants to come down to a meet, we should not ever tell them we're full. If they're willing to travel, you just let them in.
Right.
I guess it would be an issue if they're bringing 100, but my guess is their teams are going to be like 10 to 15.
Right.
So if they're willing to travel, you let them in. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I think we have more schools participating. Darren, would you say?
Yes. Yes.
But not all of them are the same size.
No.
So
No.
that makes it tough.
You get some schools, like were really big into it, but several years ago, like Whitmore Lake, when Brian was there, and then now it's almost non-existent. But then you get other schools jumping in, you know, like Davis has become really big this year. Mount Morris came back, did a couple meets. Just some schools you never think of doing it, they're popping in every year.
Yeah, that's a good point. I would think we've also had, like you kind of alluded to, like some teams had one, some schools had a team. They kind of disappeared for a little bit, and some of them are making like a comeback. It seems like now.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. Uh, is it
What
my turn? I don't even remember.
we've bounced around. I'll go. What do you like
Okay.
most about being on the board of directors?
What was that?
What do you like most about being on our board of directors?
Being able to help out and direct this sport in the right future, being involved, being to know what's going on. So I can, relay my kids a little bit quicker to what's going on in the future and get information from them, from other coaches, and just being able to help the sport grow in the right direction.
There's a good part about it is, we're making, and we already talked about changes and stuff that have happened since you started, but a lot of these changes and trying to go forward and do what's best for kids, right?
Yeah.
And give kids a good opportunity. And I think that's a lot of fun. What's one piece of advice that you would give to another coach looking to start or improve their team?
Um, get involved with the school. it's harder for me because my job. But when I first started this, I was a substitute teacher, so I was in the school. But now it's a little bit harder. But get involved with the school administrators because that's where it helps start building the team, getting word out. Um, Especially with your PE teachers, if you're not in the school system, they'll help you out a lot, getting new kids in, getting the word out, and just start building a program. Um, if you don't know a lot about powerlifting, do a lot of studying and asking around to what's the best way to get kids to lift, the safety of it, what kind of oh shoot, what am I like not machines, but the equipment in the room, what kinds of equipment to use.
Getting your stuff right. And I think what you said too, like asking around, like talking to it, like there's no secrets here from any of us, right? I think every one of us would share with somebody how we choose to do it, and then it's up to them if they want to emulate what we're doing or they want to pick bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about our sport too that's different from others is that we all help each other out. Kids help each other out. Other coaches help your kids out. For example, Chris helped at the what's
Oh,
the
the
kid's name?
Richmond kid.
Yeah, the Richmond kid.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name offhand, but he wasn't getting his depth. So Chris went over and talked to him and explained to him exactly what he needs to do to get the record, and he actually listened and they got it. So
Yeah,
we
that would
just
have
help each
stunk.
other out.
That would have stunk to bomb out when he was hands on the favorite lifter, number one ranked kid,
Oh, I
going
mean,
for a state record right on his opening attempt. I mean, you know, I said we can't go back in time, but you should have probably opened a little lighter,
right.
Mhm.
and made sure you got your depth. But you could tell he was definitely strong enough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
You
that
hate to
kid
see
is
kids fail because, you just want to see them be successful. And I had nobody competing against them, and it's just like, you know what, this kid needs some help. So, yeah, I was glad to see him get it. Um, well, going back to when you first started, like, what would Darrin Conrad today, after 15 years of experience, go back and tell Darrin Conrad 15 years ago about powerlifting? Like, what would you be telling that guy to focus on at like a practice or in preparation for a meet?
uh, technique. When we first started, our technique wasn't that greatest because we were just getting involved with um, the different rules that SPLA to compared to others. Just the different rules of how things are done. Just techniques, getting the kids to do it the right way. That's the biggest thing. We were flawed back then.
Okay. So, like, did your kids originally struggle with depth for squat? Is that one of the things?
Yeah, depth of squat, setting up the correct way on the bench to do it. Because everybody just gets up there and they just throw the weight. You don't do it that way. So
Yeah,
just
bouncing it off your chest, things
yeah.
like that. Yeah, I got you. All right, good. Thank you.
So we kind of talked already about powerlifting being a sport, a varsity sport at Kersley, and the numbers that you guys have had with the different coaching changes that have come in and out over the years, and you not being in the building as a teacher. So you need those people to help you. In this sport, though, we, much like life, we experience many failures. What's a favorite failure or setback that you've had that ultimately has set you up later for success? It could be in powerlifting, it could be in life.
One of the lessons learned several years ago, like Chris alluded earlier, the kid from Richmond, starting with a state record. We let a girl do that several years ago, and because I seen her do it in our weight room, do it 2 or 3 sets. So we're comfortable with it, and she didn't get depth, and but ended up bombing out basically. So not to start out that way is one of the lessons learned. Even though I know they can do it, get something on the books first, then do it. That's one of the things, life lesson learned. And that goes to life with anything else. Just, start out where you could do it, and just start out a little bit safe and then go from there.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I think this is probably the topic where people could have the most debate. I understand the reason why people start off with that. That it's like, well, I'll get 3 cracks at it, But it's the philosophy behind like how you do your attempts. That's definitely its own podcast. But
Yeah.
trying to convince teenagers that hey, it's okay to go for it on your second attempt or just save it for the third attempt. We know you're going to get it, but
That that and then keep an eye on what they're doing, because sometimes you walk away and they jump it. They jump their next lift, you know, and then they don't get it. And you're stuck with it. Don't,
Mhm.
if you don't get the first attempt, stay with that. Don't jump it. Listen to your coach.
yeah. Yeah, it's pretty rare that I would let a kid still jump after missing it. But yeah, I'm with you. Like that's a fine line. That's a tough thing to do. That might be a topic, Whitaker, down the road is like meat management. Like
Yes.
when you have a failed attempt, well, when is it still all right to go to your next attempt, and or should you not ever, those types of things. That's definitely an interesting concept.
Yeah, that'd
I've seen a
definitely be a
lot of
long.
people do it every which way you can think of. So, um, what's the hardest thing in your time besides technique? You have drill technique, but maybe it's a specific technique for a specific lift. What's the hardest thing to coach or teach in the sport of powerlifting, in your opinion?
Probably the biggest thing is mindset. Um, some of the kids, especially when they're starting out, they doubt themselves a lot until they get into it. Um, or some kids, they actually go the other way. No, I can do it, and you can't. But a lot of it's mindset, to get their mind in the right frame of mind, um, to get themselves set up for the proper lift, and to do it the correct way. Don't just rush it through because you want to get it done. Doing your proper setup to get ready in your head, just like with any other sport or anything else, you got to be mentally prepared. That's the biggest thing, is just trying to get the mindset for them.
Okay, great.
So the next thing is like rapid fire, quick speed set questions. Okay, so these are just quick answers, and we'll jump back and forth on them. But like the first thing that comes to your mind here. All right. So, which do you prefer as a coach? Your favorite lift: squat, bench press, or deadlift?
Squat, probably.
Do you prefer low bar or high bar squat when teaching kids?
High bar.
Sumo deadlift or conventional deadlift?
Traditional.
Do you feel it's more beneficial for a max out, a 1 rep max, or a rep PR?
Probably, let's just say one time.
Okay.
One.
It comes and goes.
Yeah.
That's what I like too. Let's do it. Let's do a single. Less can go wrong, right? Just do it once. Start doing more reps, more just technique things can go wrong. What's your best accessory exercise for the squat?
There's so many I use. Probably front squat or box squat.
Okay. What's the best accessory exercise you have your kids do for bench press?
Probably like a deficit, negative bench.
Okay.
Negatives. And then your best accessory exercise for the deadlift.
Probably RDLs.
That's a pretty common one we hear. A lot of bang for your
That's
buck.
the
Yeah,
most
it's-
popular one we've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good. Awesome. I appreciate your time, Darrin. Couple things with being, we're both from the same area and stuff. What have you noticed, changes in the school, even though you're not teaching there? What's some positive things that have occurred at Kersley that's got you excited, maybe the kids in your program excited?
Well, of course, we got a brand new indoor facility, brand new weight room this past year. Oh, sorry. And then just getting the brand new equipment. They were all excited about that. Everybody wants to jump in. Now the other sports are trying to take up time. So now we got to fight for gym time, weight room time. New indoor track so we can do accessories out on the track, different lifts and things out there when the weight room gets too crowded. And just overall feel of the school. Um, there's some great things coming up, not just for the powerlifting, but now they're finally going to put bleachers this summer on the visitor side for football.
Where the hill is?
Yeah,
Are they putting them into the hill, or are they taking that hill down?
that I have not heard. I just heard
No.
that.
Many a miles of bear crawling and crab walks took place on that hill.
Oh yeah,
Coach Whitaker.
yeah.
All the great Kersley teams in the past put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears on the hill. Like
Yep.
our old famous Coach Pratt, basically when you heard him say, "All right, boys, to the hill," we knew it was going to be, all right, how many of us are throwing up today? Because it was grueling workouts. It was, yeah. So I hope if they're putting them over there, they put them within the hill, so it's there. But who knows what'll happen with that? That's cool
Yeah.
though. Didn't they put the
And
scoreboard on the hill?
it's just in front of the hill.
Just in front of the hill is the
Yeah.
scoreboard. So I wonder if that'll get moved if they're putting bleachers over there.
That I've not heard because I don't even know where. They're going to have a separate entrance because the last several years we've had a lot of instances with visitors and home team right there. So it's getting a little bit wild. But another great thing is they hired a new football coach. He's also going to be PE somewhere. So hopefully he's a former high school powerlifter too. So hopefully
great.
he can help recruit when I'm not there to get our numbers back up.
Sure. Well, that's awesome. That's exciting.
It's always good to have people in the building, right? Like to bring your numbers in and to bring people in. So, all right, Darrin. Well, we're getting close to our time here, and we thank you for doing this, and we thank you for your service on the board and to our association. Anything we haven't discussed yet that you'd like to share with our listening audience?
No, just it's been a great season. We just got finished up and looking forward to the new stuff coming for this coming season.
Yeah. I just want to say to you, Darrin, you've been a tremendous asset to the board. I was on there maybe 2 years before you, but since you've been on there, you've been very helpful. You're probably the easiest going guy I know. So, and I know that your wife helps out a lot too. Shout out to her.
Yeah.
Because she's super helpful, even though she's not on the board. You're like a package deal, I think.
Right.
So,
Yeah, 'cause-
but we appreciate everything you guys do.
Thanks. I appreciate hearing that, because it's fun. It's really fun. And just seeing, for the kids, what I get out of it most is just the excitement for the kids when they complete a lift. They just get so excited and watch them, their confidence build. It's great.
Yeah, I agree that it makes it very rewarding. Even the kids that don't get a medal, the fact that they set a PR and they get all excited and you just see the growth and progress within the individuals, it makes the sport super rewarding. So, yeah, thank you for being a coach and a member of the board. Appreciate you, man.
All right. Thank you.
All right. This has been the platform where the stories weigh a ton.
downtown gym right now. Steel on sleeves, heart in your hands. Every rep, every meet, building Michigan's strongest plans. Welcome to the platform, where the stories weigh a ton. Squat, bench, dead, we rise as one. Michigan's lifters, this is our home. Turn it up, feel that form. This is the platform. Bus rides, late nights, singles in the duffel bag. White lights, red lights, every call, every flag. From the first warm up to that last grind set. We talk chalk, talk nerves, talk the best you haven't met yet. Welcome to the platform, where the stories weigh a ton. Squat, bench, dead, we rise as one. Michigan's lifters, this is our home. Turn it up, feel that form. This is the platform. From the UP down to the lakeshore, every rock's a little more war. But you're never walking it alone. You've got a crew in your head for. Welcome to the platform.